Have you ever had a vision or a dream and then something goes silent? Something distracts you, something stops you. Well, today we're going to be talking all about that with our guest who's hanging out in the virtual green room, Gwen Finley. She has a brand new book out, Let the Vision Speak. And we're going to get right into it right after this intro.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Charvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Charvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard all across the World Wide Web. We are so excited to have you joining us today for another edition of this show. And you know, the goal of our show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And this segment is brought to you by my new book, Pour, which will be out in your lovely hands in October 2020. You can pre-order a copy on the homepage of charvette.com while you're hanging out and listening to the show. All right, so you know that we love to feature authors all of the time. And no, we're not doing anything different for this segment, but shouting out authors. We have celebrities sometimes. We have artists. We talk about relationships. Certainly we have business owners and high profile people. And so I think today is such a good topic to talk about vision and to talk about the things that you want to do. And so my guest today is going to help you with that. Let me do a formal introduction and then I will bring her up to the mic. Welcome again to all those that are watching and listening in we see you Periscope and YouTube, and certainly Facebook is sending out all the notifications saying, hey, we're live. We thank you for those that are listening in. And of course, our podcast listeners, we thank you as well. Gwen Finley is a visionary. She is a speaker, an author, and a talk show host. She is the founder and director of 4G Ministries, a women's fellowship group. Gwen has been coordinating events for over 40 years, expressing her passion and offering others a platform to share their gifts and talent. Gwen recently published a work entitled Let the Vision Speak. It's an interactive read that will assist in guiding visionaries to realize their dreams and visions. That's who we have hanging out with us today. Without further ado, I'm bringing Gwen up to the mic live in the virtual studio.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great today. I am doing so well. Thank you so much for having me here today. It's such an honor and a privilege. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We are glad to have you. Listen, we have a listener tuning in, Dr. Jackie. I'm motivated and excited. Welcome, right. Dr. Jackie. Thank you for popping in. Betty Mitchell, you are familiar with her. Hello, hey, my mom. Thanks for popping in. And listen, my sister is holding it down over on Periscope. Welcome into all of the rest that are coming on in. And so let's talk about this book. And certainly you have done so much over the years. Your full bio is hanging out on charvette.com for those that are there, or if they're listening in the podcast and iTunes, it's right there in the show notes. But a book, what made you decide, hey, I need to write a book?
Well, for myself personally, and I say this, people ask me, is it my bio? It's not my bio, but it is my story. Just directed to anyone. And so I've lived this book. I've lived through some of the challenges that I talk about in the book. And I wanted to help everybody else that was maybe having some hesitation, some distractions or whatever, to be able to see what it is that you need to focus on in order to get your vision a little more realized.
All right. And how did you decide the title for this book?
Oh man, the title just popped in my spirit. I mean, it wasn't even a thought. It just popped in my spirit along with the table of contents. All of it just came together. And then I had to figure out what I'm going to put in the book. So, but yeah, the title came first, the table of contents came next, and it was just all from there.
All from there. And listen, your cousin from New York is shouting out, hey, Cookie.
Hey, Cookie.
Thanks for stopping by. And a bunch others. Hey, Toya. Hey there. Hey, Sylvia. Thank you so much. And of course, Wakanda Forever,
Yes.
comedian Wendy Lee coming all the way in from Wakanda.
So funny.
Yes. So I think that's a great thing for people, kind of a backstory for people to know, like it just came to you as far as the framework for this book. And so you really focus on making this something applicable. And I love the wording you use, that it's an interactive read. Can you talk about why you describe it that way?
Sure. Well, at the end of most of the chapters, I give you, first of all, a note to think about for yourself. And then I also give you an assignment at the end of each chapter, because if you have a vision, if you have a passion and you don't put any work to it, it's not going to come to pass. So it's up to you to make it happen. And even while you're reading, the things that I'm talking about in the book is a time for you to reflect on them and then write some things down and get started and get motivated.
All right. That's good. That's good right there. We're jumping on in. Those that are just tuning in. Hey, I'm Charvette Mitchell, the host of the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. And we are chatting it up here in an author spotlight with Gwen Finley. Brand new book, Let the Vision Speak. Let the Vision Speak. Welcome to all those that are popping on in. And so what are common distractions that keep people from realizing that they even have a dream or vision?
So most people actually know it. They just don't think that it's possible. They will see it and then they'll think, well, it's too big for me. It's not something that I can ever achieve.
Yeah.
The other thing is life. Life just happens to people every day. Fear, grief, depression. It could be, work, overwork. And, we are so dedicated sometimes to our jobs. And then when we come home, we're so tired. We don't have time, we think, to do anything else. But if you're busy working everybody else's dream, what about yours? So that's one of the things, that's one of the big things that I talk about in the book, moving from a place of stagnancy, where you're just doing nothing and watching everybody else, and taking a look at the things that could be holding you back and identifying those things and then moving forward with that.
Oh, that's good. Yahoo's, who's a fellow author, as well as saying so true, so true. Hey girl, hey. And Wendy Lee, truth.com. And so what's interesting about the title, Let the Vision Speak, a lot of times people really focus on writing the vision.
Exactly.
Write the vision, right.
Yeah.
But we got to hear something. So talk
exactly
about that. Yeah.
So I do have a chapter and it talks about that as well, because vision speaks. When someone, I have one chapter where I talk about if you go by a store window, if the store window is not speaking to you, you're probably not going to go in.
Right.
So your vision has to speak. That's number one, as being just visual. The other thing is, if you're holding it on the inside of you, it's not going anywhere. It's not speaking to anyone else who may need your vision. So what are you holding back from the next person that needs what you have inside of you? So we need to let the vision speak. And that's what came to me about vision speaking.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And because a lot of times we'll say, "Ooh, that dress was calling my name. That car was calling my name."
Yes, it was saying something.
Yeah, that's good. Hashtag vision. I'm telling you, there's got to be something vocal about that. And so once we've convinced them, okay, I've got to move forward. And a lot of times too, people feel like vision is this great, big, gigantic thing. Can
Right.
a vision be something small even?
Something small. It could be ministry. It could be an outreach. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be that you're going and building this big corporation. And that's another thing that people are, mistaken about. They thinking that they have to do what the next person did. That's
Yeah.
not your vision. That's their vision. What is your vision? What has God given you to do? If he's given you to just come online every day and pray for the people, that's your vision, but you've got to work it, because if you just come online and start babbling, nobody wants to hear that. So you've got to study even how to do that in a proper way. So letting the vision speak, it has to be a process that you're going to actually put some work into.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And there's something in part of the chapter, one of the chapters that you talk about, and I have a note here, plagiarism, stealing someone else's vision. And you touched on that just a little bit, and I think that maybe, with social media, we got, Dr. Jackie is shouting out vision, Michael Burns, work your vision.
Work your vision.
Wendy Lee, unconstipate the vision.
That's good. I should have had that subject.
Like, listen, that's got to be that's got to be in the sequel or the prequel or
Yes.
something. When do we gonna steal that? I think that a lot, and maybe social media has done this, that you might have an idea, or you might start comparing yourself to other things that you are seeing, and then you put down the vision you have and go try to sneak in. Well, maybe other people are doing this. Maybe I should go do this. Talk about that plagiarism that can't happen with your vision.
Right. So, trying to do what someone else has inside of them will never work. And I even have people, I've worked with a lot of people over the years. And a lot of people come to me and they tell me, I want to do this. And they want me to create their vision. I cannot create your vision unless you give me your vision. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you just tell me I want to have a business, I can't work with that. You have to tell me what your vision is, and then we can work your vision. And so over the years, I've had a lot of people that have done that. And then they look at other people and what they did. And I try to tell them that has nothing to do with you, baby. What they did over there, you might not be in the same environment. You might not have the same audience. So trying to steal someone else's dream, someone else's vision will never work. And what you're going to do is you're going to put in a lot of money, a lot of time, and then you're going to have to go back and start all over again. But what I do talk about is sometimes your vision, because there's nothing new under the sun. We all know that.
Right.
But sometimes God gives you something and he gives you a guideline from someone else. And then also maybe a franchise, God has opened up franchises. And if McDonald's, if they didn't allow someone to franchise their business, they would be stuck on the same corner where they started.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between franchise and plagiarism. And you got to know the difference.
Break it down. Roxanne, thank you so much hanging out over on YouTube. She said, I can't wait to read this book.
That's my beautiful niece.
Awesome. Thanks, niece. And while you're watching and listening, you can pick up, pre-order a copy. Go to newgpraiseproductions.com. We got it right there on the screen, newgpraiseproductions.com. Go grab your copy right there. Listen, hello, Mr. Shaw coming on in. Gonna be a great read. Who has a new project out. So Mr. Shaw, put your information in the comments there so we can shout you out. Doesn't vision come from above? Thank you. Coach Audrey is putting that question out for us.
Thank you. So I actually start out speaking about the biblical concept, biblical principles of vision. So we're not trying to take anything from God. It starts out with definition of vision. It starts out with the biblical principles of vision, and then it goes through, and that's important for people to understand that
Mhm.
the vision is a spiritual thing, is something that God has given you. And the other thing about that, if I might say, is that when we don't produce the vision that God has given us,
Mhm.
are insulting God.
Ooh. Hashtag ouch. It's ouch or amen. It's
Yeah,
ouch or
so I
amen.
talk about that as well.
Oh, that's so good. If you're just tuning in, hey, you're checking out the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. We're in an author spotlight with Gwen Finley, author of Let the Vision Speak. Pre-orders are available. It'll be in your hot little hands in September. And we're excited for all those that are coming on in. Yes, listen, Carmen is saying preach, preach. Yes, yes, yes. Coach Andre is like, oh, that's good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tamara and Tara, listen, I see both coming in. Tara saying franchise versus plagiarism. Listen, we gotta know the difference, and that's good right there. Franchise versus plagiarism. Tamara, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, woo, that's good. So we're working on our vision. Let's say we've gotten to the point where we're working on our vision. We've embraced what we're supposed to do, the God-inspired idea, whatever that is, and then you have a chapter in the book where the vision goes silent. There's quiet on the set. The vision goes silent. And I just captured a note. One of the things we talk about is focusing on past mistakes. Can you share a little bit about why that can silence a vision that you've already started working on?
Oh my goodness, that's my chapter, my life story right there. So yeah, we take those moments that whatever happened in the past, if you started a business and something didn't go right, and we take that moment and we count it to be that this is just not for me. But if God gave you the vision, perhaps you just need to sit back and do a self-evaluation. You need to go back and do it all over again. There's nothing wrong with re-evaluating where you started. There's nothing wrong with going back and seeing, let me go back and just start all over again. It's nothing wrong with that. And the other thing is, once you start your vision, the enemy is always going to come in. But sometimes there's silence because you have not really put in what you needed to put into the vision as well. So you have to really look and see what you're doing. Have you studied? Have you researched? Have you, gone and gotten information? Have you talked to a mentor? Have you found a coach? Is there someone that can help you walk you through it? They're not going to take your vision if they are really those people who they say they are, but they're going to help you to see where you need to make some changes and help you make those changes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I think that's a great spot to do a quick commercial break. So we're going to have you hang out in the virtual green room. We're going to have you hang out in the virtual green room, but we're going to be back with Gwen Finley in our author spotlight. We don't want you guys to move. Thank you for all those that are coming on in. Again, I'm Charvette Mitchell, the host of the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, and I work with female entrepreneurs and a few lucky men to help them build their online platforms and personal brands so that they generate more revenue with an amazing online brand focused on your visibility and your marketing. And this, the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, is one of the outlets to that. So we're jumping on to do a quick commercial break, and then we're going to be back with Gwen Finley. Hey, girl. All right. We look to see you guys at the 5th annual pop-up conference. It's one of my signature event that I host. It will be live here in Richmond, Virginia, November 5th, 6th, and 7th. You can actually meet Gwen there. She's one of our VIP guests. And so thank you for all those that are popping on in. Rylan Moses is saying, congratulations on the book. Yes, that was a quick intermission, and we're back at it. We're back at it. All right. Awesome. Let me bring our guest back up to the mic here, Gwen Finley. So let's jump right back on in. Getting a lot of love in the comments. Dr. Jackie, love it. This is great. Awesome. So what's also something else that can silence the vision is lack of information.
Yes.
And I think that's an interesting way to say it as well. So talk about what you mean by that when you mention that in the book.
Well, we sometimes think that we know everything already. And even if you've been doing it and it was great and you did it in 5th grade, there is room to grow always. So learning more about your craft, learning from others who have walked where you want to walk, it doesn't bring anything down on you. It just makes you better. And like your event that you have every year has been so inspiring. And so, I mean, I felt like a pea in the pod listening to those ladies. But it didn't make me feel like I can't do anything. It made me feel like I want to learn more and I want to do more. And so this year I said, I have to up my game. I have to come VIP this year.
VIP.
I can't play this year. I got to go VIP. Because once you get serious about it, you will do whatever it takes in order to, get your game up.
Get your game up. And you mentioned, talking and working with clients, and Mr. Shaw saying, "Be open to learn." That's good.
Mm-hmm.
You ever run across situations or people that the problem is really they're not open to learning. And so that's what's hindering the vision, big or small. No names. We protect the innocent.
No names, but yeah. And then you work hard and you're doing all the work and they don't want to do any work. They just want you to do it for them. It's not my vision. And, I love working with people. I love helping people. And I'm not, I'm not the most knowledgeable about any one thing, but if I have whatever I have, I've always been one to help people with what I have, whether it's just if you need me to help you carry your bags, I'll help you. But if you don't try to do anything on your own, it causes more problems for me. Now I'm just working, doing all the work, and you're just receiving credit and everything else that goes with it. And if I may say, over the many years, I did not get paid for a lot of the stuff that I did. Now I have had some great clients who paid me every single time. And then there were some who didn't pay me a dime. But it helped me to learn. So I wasn't upset about it. But I'm upset about it now only because I did not, as you always talk about, monetize my gift. And so those things like that. But for the person who has that vision, if you're not putting your hands on it, it's no longer your vision.
And so that's why you'll see people say, wow, God gave me an idea to do XYZ, and they set on it. And then 3 years later, somebody's on TV selling whatever they had. The idea was dropped into their spirit and their vision, but they didn't move on it because the vision is going to be manifest somewhere in the earth.
Somewhere, because God don't. Nothing is new under the sun.
Good, right? What I just said, I just have Selah for myself.
It's good. And then, when you come to someone and you say, hey, I'm ready, you got to really be ready. You got to be ready for the work. You got to be ready, to get your hands dirty. You got to be ready with your vision. Write it out. You may not know how to execute it. Write it out. Someone will help walk you through it, not do it for you.
Yeah, write it out. Rashonda coming in from Hey Girl, Hey, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. And so, which leads really to one of the last things that I just took notes as I was reviewing the chapter of the book. That one thing that can silence the vision, as we talk about, and go ahead and pick up, pre-order your copy from newgpraiseproductions.com. We have it on the screen for you, newgpraiseproductions.com. You'll be at the top of the list in her pre-order list, and you're going to get your hands on Let the Vision Speak. And as we talk about what could hinder or what could silence the vision from speaking, one of the last things you said was you. Like,
You.
Wait, add more to that commentary.
You are your biggest problem.
Mhm.
and you know, I think I'm not sure if that's the chapter I said guilty. I mean, you know, guilty. We have held ourselves back from so much. Sometimes it's even upbringing. You know,
Yeah.
when we were young, my parents were scared of everything. You know, I love them. I love my mom, you know, but she, you know, and my family, they were scared. They didn't want us to go on the train and ride the train, you know, and go far. You know, then my mom, as I got older, she started taking us places and taking us out and showing us places. So I did start getting around, but they were still like, I wanted to go to school to be a model. I thought I should be a model.
Okay, listen, go do it.
That was a long time and a lot of pounds ago. But there was a lot of fear that was placed inside of us because of the fear that they had or the lack of knowledge that they had. And then, you know, that grew up with me.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm just coming out with my first book and I just turned 60. You know.
Oh, you look good, girl.
But I'm not feeling like, I feel like there was some time that I could have done a whole lot more. But at the same time, I'm feeling like, thank God I'm here today and nothing will stop me at this point. But don't let yourself stop yourself. Don't let you stop yourself. You've got to do what you need to do.
You got to do what you need to do. LaShonda,
Yeah,
I adore this
you.
woman. She's down to earth and transparent. Bless you, queens. Bless you.
Thank
Bless
you.
you right back. Bless you right back. And so the goal of my show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we want to know what continues to motivate you.
Well, my motivation is usually in seeing others doing great things. And as you said in my bio, one of the things that I love to do is to help others realize their visions.
Yes.
So I just love that. And the more I can help other people. And so it got to a place where I wasn't able to do the things I used to do. So I was like, okay, so put it in a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there you go. Ms. Shaw saying all in God's timing. All in God's timing.
Yeah.
Mr. Shaw, don't let you stop you. That's good. That's good right there. And listen, LaShonda's like, what water? What is the name of the water that you are drinking?
Good family genes, thank God.
Good genes. Mr. Burns, don't let yourself stop yourself. And then I got a shout out here from Tony Winston. I'm seeing others do great things. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Lady Cherie.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much. She shares every week. She shares this broadcast in multiple groups online. So thank you so much, Lady Cherise, for being here. Wow. Well, I think that's a great testament. And so Let the Vision Speak, coming out in September. Are you going to do virtual release, in person? What are your plans in that time period?
So I don't know. I'm getting a lot of people saying I need to do a live one. So it's a thought. It's a thought. I'm trying to see where I can do it and all of that good stuff. So I am working on that right now. Okay. Of course, with social distancing, I am a nurse, so I'm going to make sure that we all are safe. Yeah. I will have masks for you.
Yes, we're social distancing at the conference and all that good stuff. And so how can people reach out to you if they're saying, hey, you sound like I should connect with you maybe to help me get my vision started or off the ground? How should they connect with you?
So at the same website, which is New G Praise Productions, you can reach me. You can read all about me in all the venues that I have. And you can send me a message there. You can also email me at newgpraiseproductions@gmail.com. And I am reachable there.
All right. Get out of your own way. Let the vision speak. Dr. Jackie, I think that's a great final word. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you again. I appreciate you.
All right. You are welcome. Thank you so much. All right, listeners and viewers, that is a wrap today. Jump over to charvette.com, my main website for the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. You can read the full bio for our guest and also click and connect to any of her social media from there. And you can pick a pre-order copy of Pour if you're looking to do that. And we're excited that you joined us on the interwebs, and we're going to get out of your way. Those of you that are connected with me on Facebook, I'm going to be back on Facebook in a little while interviewing some more authors. And so check and hang out with us. And so until then, we'll say peace and love. Bye.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Catch Charvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show.